Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a budget recap for the month of October and November. I know it's pretty late, but I'd rather it be late than never, I guess. So we're going to go ahead and start with the month of October. It is my last month in the classic size Happy Planner. And then I went ahead and moved into my mini. But really quick, for my October brain dump, as you can see, I didn't get to complete a lot of the things I was hoping for, which I eventually did do in November, but we'll get to that later. So that was my October, I would say, financial brain dump of things I wanted to accomplish. And then for my monthly budget, I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I totally slacked and didn't get to do any weekly recaps consistently, so I was playing catch up most of the time. But to recap the budgets and how much we've spent and how we went over, it's all right here. Anything is red are all the budget categories that we did go over in, and it looks like for groceries we did go over by $8, which I think it's not that big of a deal. For gas we were under by about $48, which isn't bad. I did budget a little more in gas because I knew I wanted to drive out to Disneyland, which about like a 45-minute drive, but I wasn't sure where else we would be driving, so I kind of over budgeted. My husband's allowance still had $14 left over. My allowance, I went over by $17. I allowed myself $100 to spend for the month of October. So on this side, I have every budget category, so groceries, gas. If you haven't seen how I set it up, I've kind of listed how or why I set this up here. But my allowance here on this side, it's broken down by 5 weeks, and here, so the first week I spent $12, and then the second week I spent $105, which I pretty much blew all my allowance. And then so I tried very, very hard. The next 3 weeks I didn't spend any money on myself, and if I did, for like if I wanted boba or something, my husband, you know, gladly just bought that for us, so for like splurges like that. And yeah, it was really hard, especially with Amazon Prime and online shopping, just at the, you know, like easy to kind of get a hold of. So that was really hard for me, and I am the spender in the family, so that's why it's hard for me. And then for our takeout budget, we did go over by $44. Laundry, I went ahead and just loaded up our app with $50, and we didn't go over. For my son's school, we went over by $13. I believe we spent money on his Scholastic bookstore order, and then a couple supplies that he needed. And then for Disney, we ended up spending only $40 out of the $50 that we allowed ourselves, which we were under by $10. And then at Sam's Club, we did go over by $25. So overall, we went over by $35, which I don't think is that bad. Wait till you see November though, but for October I don't think that was that bad. And then as far as the habit tracker goes, going forward I don't think I'm going to be doing habit trackers. Well, I guess I shouldn't say never, but for now I'm going to stop doing the trackers and then just get in the habit of just really tracking our expenses, because that's where I feel like the more I know where I'm spending my money, the more, I guess, I don't know, like it makes me second guess myself before I spend. I don't know, but I'm not going to hold myself accountable too much with the habit trackers. I do like it because, let's say for now, me reviewing all of this, I like to see where what days that we didn't spend money, the days that we didn't do any takeout, or the days that my husband packs a lunch. And I think for the most part we got our no takeout down to about 1 or 2 times a week, which isn't bad, but still, like, sometimes I'll still have really bad weeks, and where I don't get to meal plan, and if I don't meal plan, I get lazy and we wind up just getting takeout, which I know isn't good. So for the most part, our takeout days are pretty planned out. So it looks like here for our no spend days, we ended up having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 no spend days out of 31 days. And then no takeout days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 days of no takeout, which gave us a goal of 15 days with no takeout. And then my husband packed the lunch for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 days, which is not that bad. He did get to pack a lunch like a lot of the times, and then other times like company, or he would have company money like pay for his lunch, which was great for a budget. So that's how my habit tracker turned out. And on the back side, I had just my meals for the week, and throughout the week, if something doesn't go as planned, I do cross it out, so I know for myself if I'm whether or not I'm going off of the actual plan, or if I'm changing things. And sometimes things change, and we change our minds, or if we're not, I don't know, if I don't feel like cooking or something that day, maybe I crossed it out and decided to do leftovers. But yeah, that's how my meal plan went. And then as far as tracking expenses goes, I decided to do them on these half sheets because I feel like during the week I didn't have like too many space, or that much space, to write down a lot of our expenses. And I kind of just gave up on I felt like it was too much time consuming, I guess, for filling out the weekly layouts as far as budgeting goes, because I feel like we didn't really need it. These half sheets were just fine. So this is how I was tracking all of our expenses. So this is week 3, week 4. I know it looks crazy messy. All I wanted to do is get everything down, so that way I can do my recap and really get down to the main thing, which is figure out how much we went under or over on our budget. So I am trying something new this time around for tracking expenses, so I'll go over that later on, and maybe in my December budget setup. And that's pretty much it for that. So let's move on. So again, this is the last month that I am in my classic happy planner. So for the month of November, let's put this aside. First, I just want to show you guys really quick this awesome new cover that I got. I might do a separate video, like a mini review on this planner cover. It fits my mini happy planner perfectly, like perfectly. And well, I guess not too perfect. It does have a little room. I'll go ahead and link down below the store where I got it from, but I won't go into too much detail. I just kind of wanted to show you I just wanted to quickly show you what it looked like, and I haven't really fully set it up yet. Right now I just have a bunch of Christmas receipts, lab work, doctor stuff in this, where I need to carry this with me and have all that paperwork. But yes, well, anyways, enough about that. So I went ahead and moved into my mini happy planner. This is the Super Mom. Let me just take this out. The Super Mom edition, and I decided to use it for 2018, or November and December. And what my original thought for this planner was, it's going to be by Carryall, which it really is. And I'm kind of regretting the whole budgeting in this, because I tend to write a lot when it comes to budgeting. So you'll see later on when I flip through the back, but this is how the month was set up. All of my bills due was here. I had to write pretty tiny for this, here on the left side, and here where there's red stars indicates when bills are due, which is a lot. And then I just kind of went ahead and crossed it out as it cleared in my bank account. So that's it for the layout. As far as the week, I didn't do anything budgeting wise in the weekly spread, other than like the bills due for the week, just so when I look at my spread really quick, I know what bills were due. I really do enjoy this layout because it's really, really functional. So other than the bills to pay here, I don't really do anything else as far as budgeting goes. Everything else as far as my budget setup was in the back, and I had already taken out my paper clip. So here on the back side, I have my monthly budget. I'm going to go ahead and take it out. Actually, Now I'll just leave it in here. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it in here for now. This is how my monthly budget layout ended up looking. I also did a breakdown of the budget categories and then broke it down by weeks. And first of all, November was kind of a crazy month for us. I know it sounds like I'm making an excuse, but I guess there's not really any excuses. I kind of used my health and my birthday month as an excuse to keep on shopping. So I know, which is totally horrible, but if you haven't seen any of my other budget videos, I have mentioned that I'm a stress shopper. I'm not so much a stress eater. I am a stress shopper. So that's what ended up happening for me. So anyway, starting with the groceries here, we ended up going way over budget by about $95, $96. What I didn't get to include in there was, and a lot of that had to do with toiletries, like stuff that we needed for myself and for the home. And I also decided to make a dessert for Thanksgiving, which we ended up spending not so much a double, but I kind of wanted to practice the recipe first before I did it, so that got included in here. And then my gas budget, we went over by about $58, and with the gas, we did have an impromptu or a last minute trip. I really wanted to see my family in San Jose. My mom lives there, and my aunt and uncle, and I was feeling kind of, I don't know, I had a very emotional month, and I blame my health for it, and I won't go into too much detail with the health, but it did kind of heighten, or my husband would like to say heightened, all my emotions. So I really wanted to see my mom, and she or they couldn't make it down here for my birthday, and we went the weekend of November 30th, and my birthday was on the 28th, so yeah, I really wanted to go out there and see them. So that's where the extra gas came from, which isn't bad. They live about 6 hours from here, so I don't think we went that far over, considering we went that far. And then for our takeout, we went over by $87, and as you can see here, in week 4, the last week of November, we spent $110, which we normally don't spend that much on takeout during the week. Like I said, I had a few health complications, which, yeah, I couldn't do much of anything. I know, which sucks. So, which is why I was in bed most of the time shopping, which I know is horrible. Anyways, so with my husband's budget, he was under by about $97, which helped us kind of balance out our account, I guess, it helped us not reaching for emergency fund, because emergency fund is not to cover when we go over our budget. And then for me, my original budget that I had set for myself was $100, and I had already killed that budget by the second week, and I ended up spending $195 over budget. So I spent almost $300. And yeah, my husband was telling me, you know, it's okay, just use my allowance. But I was not tracking on a weekly basis like what I used to. I probably wrote this down maybe like second weekend, and totally lost motivation to do any kind of budgeting or trying to figure out our money situation and stuff. So this is the most I think I've ever overspent on my budget since I started in June. So hopefully it'll be the last month that I do that. Moving on. So for my son, and when I say my son and his school, this just has to do with things for what he needs at school, or, you know, donating to the school, like if they need supplies and all of that. So that's what that amount is. And we didn't go over budget there, which is great. And then on the other side, although we did, I feel like, overspent a lot in November, we did get a lot of things done that we needed to get done. Here on this side, I made notes for the amount of money that we spent that came out of our sinking fund, which I'm glad that amount or that fund is there for, because we were finally able to do our car repairs. We needed new brakes and new batteries, so that amount And luckily, my husband knew of a mechanic that he trusts, and it's way cheaper than dealerships. So we were able to save a lot of money on there, and then put the other money that we saved towards Christmas gifts. So all the amounts here are pretty much all of our Christmas gifts. I also did take money out of our emergency fund I had a dental emergency other than my health. I also had a dental emergency as well. So we went ahead and did that, and luckily, again, very thankful that we have an emergency fund that we can tap into, because the last thing I want to do is to charge it on my credit card, because I told myself we will not be using credit cards, and the last time we have used a credit card was I want to say April or May of this year. So that's what we have our emergency fund for, is for actual emergencies. So and then tracking our expenses wasn't easy on this tiny sheet. I did fold it over like this. So I have week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. And then here I kind of wrote a tally of how much we've spent for the month. And overall spending recap, we also went over on our cell phone bill by $140, which I did take out of our emergency fund because I didn't want to have our checking account like go to zero balance. We don't have an overdraft, that overdraft protection. I decided to take it out. So if we, for whatever reason, weren't paying attention to our account, if we were to swipe our card and let's say our balance was like $10, but we were spending $20, it would decline it. Anyways, so for our sinking fund for the car, we spent, we took out pretty much $250 for the car. And then for gifts, I did set us a budget of $600. This is the first year where we were actually tracking our Christmas gifts. I tend to go overboard. My husband's very good at like, oh, we should spend this much per person or whatnot, and I usually tend to go over because I always find a lot of cute things, and we mostly shop for the kids in the family and then our immediate family, like our mom, dad, brother, sister. But this time around, I think, and my husband, we have a big family, so that's why the amount kind of looks like a lot. So far we spent $511. I only, at this point, it is December 7th right now. I only have to buy movie tickets, like 3 sets, and that's it. And we're done with Christmas gifts. So I'm pretty sure we'll keep it well under $600. And then I also had my emergency dental procedures, which was $263, including the meds. And then for our budget category, or our variable expenses, I should say, we spent about $1,500 or $1,545. And then here I kind of wrote a breakdown. We went over budget by $345. Holy moly. We did have an extra income of $460, which we ended up still being over, but I guess I'm kind of beating myself up for the extra, or for the over budget by $345, because that could have easily went to paying down debt, which when I set my November goals, we were going to pay half of my Chase credit card, but we didn't get to do that. But I guess on the bright side, at least we didn't have any overdraft, or I didn't have to tap in any much more or any further into our emergency fund. So I guess I should be happy about that, and not using a credit card. And yeah, I made myself a note here. Should have gone to debt, but it's okay. Learned my lesson, and hopefully it doesn't repeat itself. So, or this mistake doesn't repeat itself. And then here I just wrote some notes down for myself. I was feeling very, I guess I wanted to journal a little bit about how I felt financially. I'll go ahead and read it to you guys. So here I lost my financial habit tracker, which had my goals on it. But I do remember one of their goals was to pay down one of my cards, and another goal was to cancel our phone lines with our cell phone, which explains being over an extra $140 because we didn't get to cancel what we need to. So yes, we're paying for unnecessary things on our cell phone bills. So hopefully this December we can finally cancel them. Number 3, I put used poor health as an excuse to shop. Also lack of motivation as well. Number 5, I wasn't enjoying the small space for budgeting and tracking expenses. And then my birthday equals more excuses, blah, blah, blah. And then our unplanned trip to San Jose, which I totally did not regret at all, because it's so rare that my mom gets to see her grandkids, only by video phone or video call and all that stuff. So it was really nice for her to get to spend, or my family up there to get to spend some time with our 2 boys. So, and then I also wrote, other than the bad things, I also wrote some good things as well. I put that I was still tracking expenses, even though they were late. I didn't use any credit cards, which I still haven't cut up any of our credit cards. I think part of me is still used to the, because at this point in 2017, we were going paycheck to paycheck. We were asking my mom for help, my mother-in-law for help, and money-wise, I mean, I guess you should say, for help. We were asking help from my mom to help pay for the daycare. And then we were kind of recycling, or not recycling, but we were kind of going through our credit card. So we'd pay off our credit card. Once it clears, we would use our credit card for like groceries. So I still kind of have, I guess, an emotional attachment to my credit cards, just in case we need it. But we clearly don't, because we still have an emergency fund and savings. So, which is nice that we get to tap into that versus our credit card and build and making our debt go up and up and up. So yeah, I'm just very thankful that we're not in that place anymore, that we kind of have a little bit more handle on our money, I guess. I also put that we didn't have to overdraft, or we didn't get declined on anything. And then our Christmas gifts were 95% done, which I'm very happy for, because I got it done before my health started going down. So at least we got that part done. And I got a lot of gifts on sale before Black Friday. I refuse to shop on Black Friday. Anyways, guys, that is pretty much it for my November and October budget recap. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you are new and you made it to the end, I really hope you guys would consider subscribing. And for those of you who stuck around till the very end, thank you for watching all the way through. And for those subscribed already, thank you so much for sticking around. I hope you guys have a happy holidays, and I will see you guys in my next video. Have a great day, guys. Bye.